Well, hello. So, I'm getting a hike in, testing out a couple things. The main one is my new Garmin. It's still sending a point, or my start. Okay, so I'm learning how to use it. And I had it turned on prior to getting here. I sent my check-in message to Billy and I guess to myself and to my map. And when I hit start tracking, it's still saying it's sending the point. So I don't know if it's actually started or not. So anyway, I'm on the little river trail. Apparently it is a very busy trail because I've already seen a ton of people. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so first really cool thing. I'm not even like 0.1. This is an old homestead. Little River Trail it had to have been a roadbed because it is nice and wide. But yeah, look how cool. It's pretty neat. You can hear the creek. It's right over top of those rocks there. So, all right, let's see what else we got. Really pretty little side. I mean, like, not really off to the side, but yeah, pretty. I think those are rhododendrons right there. Really pretty. Alright, so Little River Trail is really pretty so far. As you can tell, it's a roadbed. Super wide, but it goes right next to the creek, I think, for the entire trail. So, it's really, really pretty out here. This one, I think, because it's so flat and easy, and it's right off of Elkmont campground, it's a super popular trail. So I've already passed a ton of people. But get out here and enjoy it, right? Get your kids out here and enjoy it. Let them play on the trail. Let them play in the creek. There are several areas that I've passed that they have signs and such on that says that they're doing some revegetation. So they've had to put up the green fencing to keep people out because, you know, people will read a sign. They don't care what the sign says. Look at this. Isn't it beautiful? I told you in one of my other videos, I think from the other day, water is still really down. There's not been rain. Rained overnight, like 2 nights ago. It was a nice, soft, steady rain for most of the night, but it was not much of anything. So the creek levels have not risen, but still makes for a beautiful view and a wonderful sound. Okay, I'm like not quite half a mile in. Still a great trail. Like I said, it's a roadbed, so, you know, hell, I think it's 10 foot wide. 8 foot wide, however big it is. Anyway, I'm still next to the creek. You can see it down there. And like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm alongside Little River all the way up to you kind of junction with a couple of things up here. I think one of them's Cucumber Gap. I'm trying to remember what I saw on the map without looking at it. Anyway, I'll let you know when we get up here. But still seeing a lot of people. It's becoming a little bit more infrequent now that I'm a little bit further in, but it's absolutely beautiful. I forgot my little Govee because I was going to test it today, and it's basically a thermometer that actually tells you like humidity and all that kind of stuff too. So I forgot it in the car, whatever. So anyway, I'm gonna keep moving down trail, and I will talk to y'all again in just a minute. It's been an absolutely beautiful trail. Lots of greenery. Lots of greenery. So it is that time of year though, you know, end of June. Lots of greenery. There's still some blooming rhododendrons that I can see. I can't get close enough to them to get any kind of pictures. So, and there's some, I want to say some of this is mountain laurel, but I'm not quite sure. Again, I can't get close enough to see them. They're, you know, closer to the river or further up on that side, up the hill. So, when I get to, I'll check it out and take some pictures and throw them in here if I can get to them. So, yeah. We're going to keep heading down the trail. So I'm just over 2 miles in. And there is a little bridge. And I noticed over here, water looks pretty deep. And then I looked over to my right. There's a nice bench. But look at this. Isn't that pretty? Alright. So we're back to hiking. Okay, so we've talked about how graceful I am. But we have the grandkid, 2 of the grandkids. We have 6 with 2 more on the way. But we brought 2 of the grands with us on this trip. So we went to Gatlinburg yesterday. And I wore a sundress and some sandals. Now, I do not wear fancy footwear. I can't wear heels. If you have ever seen a baby giraffe just after being born trying to walk, I actually think they're a bit more graceful than what I am in heels, if that tells you anything. So hold on, I gotta show you this real quick first. You see how pretty? Just random orange in the trees. Alright, anyway. So here's the trail. Okay. So anyway, you have the visual of how graceful I am. Hence the reason I don't wear the fancy footwear. But yesterday I just had on a pair of Merrell sandals. And we parked at the end of Gatlinburg next to the Knock. Walked down one side of the street and back up. Well, we were about halfway through. We had just hit Aunt Mahalia's, and we were heading back up the street, and my left foot just started, I'm in major pain, like, and it was across the top of my foot, not the bottom of my foot. And we stopped occasionally, let the girls go into some shops and stuff like that. But by the time we got back up to, I think it's right around Howard's Steakhouse or Parks, Cherokee, right up in that area, the pain was so bad, I actually thought I was going to have to tell Billy just to go get the car and come back and get me. So I just slowed way down, made it back to the car. I guess I can't even wear dang sandals now. I usually did pretty good with those sandals, but I don't know. So I'm hiking today, and I'm hobbling a little bit, and I'm hurting a little bit. But in my Ultras, my fancy Ultras, it doesn't hurt as bad. I am hurting, but I am almost halfway done with my hike. So I was gonna see if I could push further than it's 2.4 to, I think, Cucumber Gap, and then 2.4 back down to the car on Cucumber Gap. So I think that's all I'm going to do. I don't think I'm going to push it any more than what I'm doing now. I'm having to take several breaks, just because it hurts, but I'm pushing through. We got it. We're going to make it just fine. So onward and upward. I'll see you at the trail junction. I am now on Cucumber Gap, and I just took a nice long break, unintentional, but there was a gentleman sitting there, and we just struck up a conversation, and super, super nice guy. So, and I can't believe I didn't even get his name. That's terrible of me. But just a super, super, super nice gentleman. And we just talked hiking and the area. So if you're out there and you followed me and you're watching this video, thanks so much for all the information you gave me. I really appreciate it. All right, so we're gonna get on down this trail. See what all we got. All right, I gotta rock hop across this here. This apparently feeds the waterfall that I showed you that was on the right hand side of that bridge just a little bit ago. So we're gonna go across it. No, I don't film that way because I will fall, and I do not want to fall. So here we go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, so we're gonna go this way. This has been a nice trail. I mean, I just started it, so we're gonna go. Let's go this way. All right, this way it is. Now, if I get lost, I'm not going to tell y'all. But this looks like a pretty established trail. So, this is the way we're going. Okay, I'm not lost. Haha. It's been a pretty trail. I saw some really cool, I think they're mushrooms, Here's a picture of them here. I'm going to look it up and see what they're called. They're not ghost pipes because ghost pipes are white. But they kind of look like an orange version of that. So, anyway, those are really neat. First blowdown. Not too bad for almost 4 miles in. So, it looks like it's been down for just a little bit. It looks like people have been going around it right here. So, at least I do not have to crawl around it. Alright. Easy peasy. Look at all those. Look at the vines. How cool is that? I wonder if I could just swing on those to the end of the trail. I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, the vines was a no-go. But here's another blowdown, and it looks like it is actually caught up in a bunch of vines. So that's pretty cool. Gonna get under it with no problems. Just a little ducking. Alright. And it looks like we are now on the descent. I've got about 1.25 miles, I think. So, it may be pretty much downhill from here. So, we shall see. It's really pretty on this side as well. It's pretty dark. Well, I say dark. I know the video probably pulls in a lot more light. And I've got hours and hours before even sunset. But, it's just darker with all the cover. So, anyway, I am continuing on down the trail. Okay, I am at the trail junction. If I go off to my right, as I'm looking at this sign, Meg's Mountain Trail is 0.1. I'm headed back to the parking lot, which is 0.7. I'm going to come down here and grab this 0.1, because I think I actually see, it right here. So I'm going to grab it, even though my foot's killing me. But I just don't think oh, sorry, that was a close-up of my chin. I just don't think, how can you not get it when you see it right there? I mean, I see it. I gotta go do it. Okay, I did it. Alright, so, I don't have any of these trails right here. So, at some point, I will be back in this very spot. But anyway, this, if you go down this trail, you get to Curry Mountain Trail 4.1, and the Sinks at 9.5. And this one, that is Jake's Gap, and 2.9 miles. So, and then it just takes me back to, it tells me about the Cucumber Gap and Jake's Creek parking. So anyway, I am turning slowly for you. And I am headed back to the trailhead up here. Alright, I am on a road-ish. My hat is askew. I am headed back to the car. Along this little road-ish, there's all kinds of home sites. So let's let you see this one. See it? I was not aware. I was not aware that these were back here. I think this is like number 4 that I've passed. Number 3. Oh no, there's quite a few of them. Anyway, so I'm done with the hike. At this point, I haven't quite gotten back to my car. I am at 5.43 miles. I think it's like 0.2 of a mile to the car. So, overall, the hike, it was a good hike. I mean, there was nothing crazy about it. No major uphills, no major downhills. It was very pretty. So, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Why only 3.5 if it was nothing crazy? Well, maybe because it was nothing crazy. Although, maybe I should elevate that because my foot hurts. And, it was an easy hike that I needed. The foot felt much better on Cucumber Gap. It was all dirt on Cucumber Gap. There was no gravel. Like Little River was all gravel. And now the road that I'm on now was asphalt. And now it's to gravel. So, anyway, I'm going to elevate that to 4.5 out of 5 stars. Just because it was an easy hike that I needed to do to get some miles in. We're going to go explore. Look at this. I'm going to turn. Look how cool that is. Let's explore. So yeah, there's bunches of these. I'm going to turn. That's the road right there that I was walking on. But you can see another one right there. Another foundation with a chimney. I'm going to turn you. I'm going to try to be slow. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty cool. I knew about the ghost town thing with the cabins. I mean, they've actually remade them, renovated them, whatever they want to call it. But I didn't know about this. I don't ever remember this from our days staying in Elkmont. Because this is where we used to camp when the kids were little bitty. We would come up here. This is actually, oh gosh, I just thought about this when I was walking over here. This is actually where Billy and I were camping when we decided to get married. So, that's funny. I gotta tell you a story while I'm finished and walking back to the car. It is very fitting that I'm here. Okay, so 22 years ago today, Billy and I, along with 2 of the kids and a huge chunk of my family, are camping here in Elkmont Campground in the Smoky Mountains. And we had talked about getting married. He had already asked me. He had already given me a ring. And we were just kind of playing it by ear. You know? Why mess up a good thing, right? I mean, whatever. So, we were in Gatlinburg with the kids. Today is the 28th of June, which is my son's birthday. He had gotten birthday money. This is an important part of the story. From all the family members, you know, we had a little party up here for him. And everybody that morning had given him money to go and get something in Gatlinburg because we were going to Gatlinburg. So, we head to Gatlinburg. We're having a good old time. And I see a shop that just sells men's wedding rings. And I walk over. I buy one. I come back to him and say, "You'll want to get married tomorrow?" And he's like, "Sure." So we went to where you get your marriage license. They closed in 10 minutes. We go in, we give the information, and they are like, we don't take cards. It's cash only. So I run out to the truck. I tell Chris, who is turning, oh gosh, he's 29 this year. I guess he's turning 7 when we got married-ish. I don't know. I can't math that fast. Anyway, I said, give me your birthday money. And he just looked devastated on why on earth would his mother steal his birthday money. So I told him that I would give it back with interest, which he didn't know what that was at the time. We ran inside. We paid for everything. We left there and went to the first ATM that we could find. And at the time, a marriage certificate or license, whatever they call it, was $30. So we went to the very first ATM we could find, and we took out $60. So we taught him what interest was, and that was an exorbitant amount of interest, to never expect that again. But and then we called my mom, and we said, we're getting married. If you want to be here, you better show up in the morning. So that's the story. So tomorrow, Billy and I will be celebrating 22 years together. And it's been a hell of a ride. It's been a great time. It's been one huge adventure. And I hope that he feels like I support him as much as he supports me. So, happy anniversary, babe. I love you. All right. Anyway, so wrap up. I basically told you what I thought of the hike. I did 5.77 miles total. I just turned off, I just stopped the activity on my Garmin. And thankfully, my granddaughters reminded me yesterday I had an emergency Dr. Pepper in my car. Don't ask. It's a thing. So we had a cooler in the back, and I threw it in the cooler, and it's nice and cold. So I'm going to enjoy a nice icy cold Dr. Pepper on my drive back to Townsend. I told you I was in Elkmont. That's where this trail is. So I'm going to head back over there and see what we're having for dinner. I think we're having steak tonight. We are not really glamping, but we did bring our griddle. So we have eaten quite well. Guys, we're out here. We are living our great story. I sure hope that you're getting out there and living your great story. We'll see you next time.